In times of stress, we can turn to unhealthy habits as a coping mechanism. Did you gain a ton of weight during the pandemic? You're not alone. 61% of Americans say that they gained weight during the pandemic. In this video, I'm going to talk about why we gained weight during the pandemic, some of the strategies that we can use to actually change those habits into healthy habits, and some steps we can take to start getting control of our health. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in great shape. What happened during the pandemic is the gyms closed, didn't they? And our lives were turned completely upside down. And so it's no surprise that many of us, or most of us, actually turned to bad habits for coping mechanisms. And some people actually took up things like baking, which is not necessarily a bad habit in itself, is it? But then what that can do is lead to lots of eating, can't it? Many of us found the pandemic really stressful, didn't we? And so stress in itself can lead to weight gain. Many of us are coming up to or going through menopause, and we're naturally going to gain weight at this point. And some of the things that led to that unhealthy weight gain, some of us were comfort eating, many of us turned to alcohol, and then because the gyms were closed, many of us stopped our activity, because I know it's really tough when you've got to work out from home, because not all of us have a dedicated gym area, and so you've got to work out in a space that you're trying to use, perhaps the whole family is trying to use for other purposes. During the pandemic, people became much more sedentary because a lot of us were working from home and confined to our home for much of the time, and that meant we weren't moving around so much, so we weren't burning as many calories. So what can we do about it? Well, the first thing is to get control of these unhealthy habits and then putting some really good strategies in place. You've got to understand what your triggers are for eating those foods that are going to kind of either make you gain weight or they're not going to help you reach those goals. So whether that high sugar, high salt, high fat foods like cookies, cakes, chips, what's actually triggering you to eat those things? Is it boredom? Is it stress? Are you upset? Are you an emotional eater? So it's really important that you understand what your trigger is and actually write that down. The next thing I'm recommending will sound pretty obvious, but remove anything from your house that's going to make it easy for you to have that bad habit. So if it's removing all the sugar, salty foods from your home, then do that, because that's really going to help. And just have the foods available to you that are healthy. Then you need to put in place some healthy habits and make it really easy for yourself to do those healthy habits. Actually sort of putting some walking shoes out by the door if you're going to go out walking. Make sure your equipment in your home is visible, so you're kind of walking past it every day, and therefore it's going to make you remember that you need to be using that equipment. Those kind of things are really going to help. And make sure you're keeping a lot of healthy whole foods in the house. You have it prepared ahead, so it's really easy to reach for a snack that's actually healthy and it's going to do you some good. Next, we need to take responsibility for our actions. So a lot of the time I hear from women and they say, COVID made me gain weight. Well, it wasn't COVID and it wasn't the pandemic that made you gain weight. We have to take responsibility for our own actions, don't we? And how we've contributed to that. So yes, COVID contributed to your weight gain, but it didn't make you gain weight. It doesn't force the food down you. You have to take responsibility for your actions. And so part of the process of changing and forming good habits is actually taking responsibility for your own actions, not blaming circumstances, not blaming other people, but taking responsibility for the food that you're eating and consuming. And then the fifth step towards forming these healthy habits is actually writing this down, writing down everything that I've been describing, and then setting yourself some goals. What is it you want to achieve? Do you want to go down a dress size? Do you want to reduce your waist circumference? I would suggest that those are better goals than weight loss goals, but do what is going to make it work for you. So write those goals down and keep returning to them. And now I'm going to talk about the 5 good habits that you can start to employ from today that's going to help you get over that pandemic weight gain. This will be no surprise, but take up some sort of daily activity. Going out walking is a great way to start up some activity. Just get in 10 minutes a day and build it up from there. Number 2, start to incorporate healthy whole foods like fresh vegetables and fresh fruit, and cut out processed foods. Number 3, tell yourself daily, through mantras if you like, that you are worth it. You are worthy of getting in shape and being in good health. If you are tempted to eat something that's going to sabotage your goals, take 5 minutes to reflect on it before you go and eat that piece of food, whether it's a cake or a cookie or some chips. Actually take 5 minutes before you eat it. Write down how you're feeling. Reflect on this. If you're an emotional eater, write down the emotions you're feeling at that point. And then after that 5 minutes, if you want to go ahead and eat it, eat it. But taking 5 minutes can often work to actually help us really assess whether we're hungry or whether we just feel like eating. And my number 5 tip is make sure that your health is a priority. It should be a priority, so it should be up with those other priorities like your family and your loved ones. They're your priority. Your work or your ability to earn a living is also a priority, and your health is up with those priorities, because your health is actually really important to everyone around you. So please do go ahead and start implementing those tips from today, and do comment below if this is you, if you have gained weight during the pandemic and you're trying to take control of it. I know you can absolutely do it. It's all about mindset and taking your time. However long it took you to actually gain the weight, it's going to take you a similar amount of time to lose the weight. So don't be in a panic to do it quickly, which won't be sustainable in the long term. Take your time and watch my other videos on the kind of diet and exercise that you can start to implement. I've put up here a couple of videos that are going to help you start on that track to get in the right diet and the right exercise to help you lose weight in the long term.